Hi guys, and welcome back to class. Today we are going to start off by asking ourselves and listing at least one social norm from Claudette Colvin, Twice Towards Justice. So what do I mean by a social norm? Basically what I'm saying is it's based off of the times and how things were back when Claudette Colvin was coming up. What was something that was normal in regards to social life? How are the social norms of Jim Crow distinct from other social norms that you have studied? And why might it be important to understand Jim Crow in our study of Claudette Colvin? So now moving on to the remaining of our lesson. Our focusing question for this task is, what motivated Claudette Colvin? And our content framing question, organize, Sage, what's happening in chapter 2? And our experiment stage and our craft question says, how does asking research questions work? So here there's going to be a few questions that you guys will be answering for today's lesson. And you're going to be examining how Jim Crow affected Claudette and her community. How does a character from a minstrel show represent the whole system of laws and rules that govern life during segregation? Our second question says, how does gaining a deeper understanding of where this term came from develop your understanding of what the system of Jim Crow was like? There are going to be some other questions as well. How did Jim Crow affect life in Montgomery? What does the phrase womb to tomb on page 3 express about the effect of Jim Crow on the lives of Black Americans in Central Alabama during the 1940s and the 1950s? And why is Jim Crow like a web on page 4? Now I want you guys to read from pages 5 through 7, and you're going to be annotating for the rules of the city buses. Remember that laws are supported by a legal system of the country, whereas customs or norms can be enforced by one or more people through social pressure or even violence. Breaking a law can result in an arrest or jail time, but breaking a custom or norm doesn't have specific consequences. So again, you should be annotating for the rules of the bus, how the rules were enforced, and was it a law or a social norm? So you can make yourself a 3-tier chart to answer these questions. Now read from page 8 through 9. Why is the bus so important to understanding Jim Crow? Now let's look at page 34. And I want you to quickly examine the diagram of the city bus. Using your annotations, I want you to create a diagram of the bus that shows all the different ways Jim Crow affected people's movement, actions, and experience riding the bus. Students should also label to show who is being affected, add arrows to show how people were allowed to move around the bus. So you're going to be drawing a diagram to kind of explain to me what were the rules of the city buses back in this time. Now on to our craft question for this lesson. We're going to practice some more on posing a research question. So let's think to ourselves, how can text features help you understand this book as a research project? And what research questions do you think House might have asked himself in writing this book? Compose a research question about Claudette Colvin, Twice Towards Justice. To end the lesson, in our organized stage, I want you to explain to me what's happening in chapter 1. Now on to our vocabulary deep dive. So today we're going to be doing some further work on experimenting how do verbals work. So let's look at this chart. So remember our verbals, we have to visit, learning, or crushing. Remember we add ing, we add to visit. So I want you guys to look at these two, and I want you to match this side to whether it's an adverb, noun, or adjective. So is this an adverb, a noun, or an adjective? Does it go with 1A, 1B, 1C, 2B, 2C, etc.? Now I want you to complete handout 2A. Write 3 different sentences that use the word stand as a noun, adjective, and an adverb. For those of you who are at home, we are going to utilize the handouts virtually until we have the books. To finish this lesson, I want you to write 3 different sentences that uses the word stand as a noun, an adjective, and an adverb. So for example, for stand as a noun, you could write standing on the bus was common for Black citizens. For stand as an adjective, it would have to describe the passengers. So the standing passengers became tired after long days. For stand as an adverb, you might write, he went to stand at the back of the bus. And this sentence, stand, tells us why he went. So it's an adverb. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's lesson. If you guys need any help, please come to office hours Monday through Friday, 11:22 to 12:06 p.m. I'll see you then.